It's not every day I'd be doing this sort of thing, but here I am with a special episode of Napstablook Zero Desperate Soul on Gacha Critic. Because there's a bit more to his deepest and rather obscure fetishes. Because if you look at his DeviantArt, which I showed you in that episode, he takes on his alter ego, being known as the Terminflator. A strong force to be reckoned with no sort of detection of getting attacked, and has one goal: to inflate every single female person there is. Which is kind of the issue here, because why would you target women out of all people? If this was a threat to humanity, then men would also be involved, but just women specifically is just, let's just say, you won't have a real girlfriend. Not exactly an online one, but a real one, like real life. So, in today's special and a bit serious episode, we're going to take a look at a Discord server known as the Terminflator's World. And that name alone is going to raise some red flags. Now, before we dive in, all the imagery and dialogues and videos you'll witness will filter as inappropriate, suggestive, and themes of sexual interaction. So I recommend you click off the video if you're not ready. But if you are, let's get to it. So, a friend of mine, being LunarTunes, mentioned that there's more to Napstablook Zero, or Blookie, which we'll call him for now. And he sent me a link to the guy's server, since he does want to help me out. So we did enter the server. Though we had to be a little sneaky, but we entered and started investigating. That's basically what we did, and we provided some proof of Blookie's deepest fetishes, and a bit of his ignorance to actually stop doing it. Because he really likes it, and he'll never stop making it. Unless I can convince him, which I highly doubt that I'll ever do, or so. But with that said, me and Lunar got plenty of evidence, so here are the screenshots that we took. Suggestive warning in advance. Now here are some screenshots provided by LunarTunes, and I must show his first because he investigated the server before I did with him, so it's logical to show his evidence first. And right off the bat, we have one of the areas of the so-called world of the Terminflator. So this one's about the Cave of Balloons. And it says right there in the channel name, there's indeed a cave full of balloon versions of the female characters. Also by the first picture from the server owner, which is Napstablook Zero. Now these inflated versions of the characters are known as perma-balloons. So it's a permanent effect if the Terminflator manages to stab them with a giant and special syringe that makes their bodies inflate like a balloon. You can see that from his character design alone. Most of the roleplays this guy does is just a repetitive case of him stalking other people's as female characters, and tempts them to follow him to the cave I mentioned, and with a high success rate of 99%, he does manage to inflate them. You can call him sadistic if you want, and I would agree. It's just him trying to inflate every single woman he sees, human or any other creature. Heck, he even did that to Mary, you know, ninja tubers, and put her in the favorites section of the cave. You know what's weird? She just goes along with it, just continuing the roleplay with Karai from TMNT like nothing happened. So yeah, it's just not other female OCs made by other people, but also the main OCs that these people use to represent themselves. That's very creepy in a way, especially if it's on women. I guess this guy from Hazbin Hotel is a male exception here, because he got inflated, though that image was provided by Lucy, also known as Lumisiant Productions. Let's talk about her for a second. For one, she does have a fetish for inflation on Hazbin Hotel characters and Vor for some reason, but also has an inflation fetish on Chip. You know, the chipmunk created by Disney. She pretty much does this because she ships herself with him, and the signs of zoophilia is already at play here. She also provided some pictures that I took a screenshot of where one of the Hell of a Boss characters gets inflated, whilst other characters like Charlie from Hazbin Hotel and Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus soon getting blueberried. Like the one scene from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And she has this to say in this particular image.
Ooh, no, he's about to get real chubby soon.
Are you seriously making chubby people a fetish too? I guess there already is, but it's somewhat tame in comparison. Now back to Blook. His fictional kids are a part of this too. with Teddy taking on the role as TX64, a master of also targeting fictional women and such, only to have them get turned into puppets, with their personalities completely changed as well. So doll transforming is a part of this too, even just having the dolls coddle him since they're under his control. As desperate measures, the Terminflator does engage in battles, most notably his battle against Dreamsea, or a different version of Palutena. Shit! He's got Kid Icarus in the palm of his hands. And it's obvious. Palutena lost, and Blook gets freaky with the permaballoon. Yes, he gets rather freaky with his victims, going as far as licking them while they're in this permanent state. It makes them feel helpless in some way. Would that transfer over to his IRL relationship? I doubt it, but I can only imagine that he can be possessive while at the same time begging for things to return to normal if things don't go his way. Now that we showed Lunar screenshots, I have a few more, so brace yourselves. Right, so it's not just Blookie and Lucy doing this, but a small part of the server has another guy named Leafy Boy doing the same thing with his female counterpart. I can almost imagine his female counterpart finding out that he's doing this fetish on her and go like, "What the hell did you do to me?" But it's a small percentage of screenshots I have, so I won't go in more detail about him. And like Lunar screenshots, there are multiple times where the Terminflator goes on the balloon spree and goes after every woman there is, as well as more blueberries, more Dreamsea characters, more dolls, Leafy being super weird with Friday Night Funkin', and some incredibly suggestive roleplay. Very, and I mean very suggestive roleplay. And all of this is real, yes. These are some really suggestive ERPs. It got to a point I had to use a different program to censor properly because iMovie can only put one overlay, sadly. There's even these private dreams of both Blook and another character named Bryce, which is ironic since people can easily view these dreams. So yeah, keep yourself locked away, you drooling, inflating, sadistic bastard. Actually, I have a better comeback. You're a poopy head.
When we spell it out, you're a poopy head.
Okay, to reassure you, we're almost done. I've pretty much showed you enough evidence, but I have two more. One of them is a sort of book known as the Inflation Infection, and it's essentially an info book about the different stages of, well, you know the one. Luckily, I managed to snatch this book, so let's take a gander at it. So I'm basically safe while Rebecca's at risk. Healthy. Okay, I suppose this happens if some sort of contact is made, leading to the wound. Then begins the process, which affects every body part violently. Yikes. Will feel unknown sensation depending on the victim's pain or organism. Okay. This is where the process is in the brink of finishing, with violent swelling everywhere. The brain swells from the inside. Ew! Gross! And it makes their sanity drop. And when it finishes, the victim is still conscious and being able to experience whilst insanity takes over, giving them the sole purpose to stay inflated forever. Okay, so that's the different stages, which is very gruesome, since the guy has a big fetish for it. So if you do see the Terminflator, call me, and I'll come over to kick his ass.
Understood.
Counting on ya. And finally, there's a video of Lunar's interaction with Blook, and I've been given permission to show small snippets of the video.
Is there anything else I can do besides giving you my OCs? I mean, I could just maybe...
You can give me all your forms! All of it! You gave me your main OC, now you're gonna give me all the forms, okay? Everything. I don't care if your friends don't like it. They're gonna have to stick with it whether they like it or not!
Please, you gotta understand that...
Understand
this
what?
Isn't
Of
healthy.
you minors touching minors, grooming minors, and
I can
doing
just
fire
break them.
stuff, doing inflation, you're doing all of this?
So to give a bit of context, Lunar was mad at Blookie for screwing up everything, from streams to his server, and he also mentions a bit about his friends' antics and fetishes. So now he's requesting Blookie to give his characters and forms to him, as well as just stop doing the disgusting things he does, like grooming minors and the fetish pictures.
I know my friends just messed you up, and I'm very sorry about that. I know I just...
And your friends are the worst!
I can just do anything, but besides...
Give me your OCs. That's what you can do now. Give me your OCs. I want it all now. Give me your forms. You know what? Forget your OCs. Give me your forms. You have done enough. You're gonna give me your OCs. And then I'll be using them, twisting them, and then getting rid of all of the disgusting shit that you have put it on them.
But Blookie won't ever listen, and uses the "I know" excuse when he just continues doing it. And Lunar didn't take it too lightly, which he got really angry for, and I'm not going to show it because of potential unwanted attention. Because he doesn't really get that angry.
Everyone,
Look! I gave you one more chance, okay? I gave you one more chance. I gave you
just
one more chance, and you blew it.
I swear. I swear it. I swear this time.
This is your last. This was your last chance, and you ruined it.
But above all else, Lunar's chill and Blook's problematic. Also, I forgot to mention about the server rules, and one of them contradicts itself. Disgusting comments? All the roleplays are considered disgusting. As for Blook himself, I have more info on him. Just one more. At some point back then, Blookie did date with Mary. And if we translate that to today's age, Mary is 16, soon 17, while Blookie is 19 to 20. Another yikesy. We've got a groomer here, rather than just being a inflation-obsessed fragile flower pot. Anyways, all of this is indeed where the sussy stuff happens, as mentioned by Blook in the server. And that's all I'm showing you. So if you are friends with him and he invites you to the server, just decline. Your innocence can't handle such a circus show of balloons and inflation. If I did talk to him all about this, I would give him a challenge. The challenge, what should it be? I don't know. Maybe a race of Mario Kart or a battle in Smash Brothers or Puyo Puyo Tetris, and give off a clear condition if one of us wins. Don't know when that'll happen, and I doubt I can pull something off like this, so I'm gonna end it here for now. With that said, thanks for sticking around, and I want to say thank you to LunarTunes for providing me screenshots, videos, and info about the situation. And with that, I'll see you next time. Please be careful out there, and take care. What the f*** is this?!